Go ahead.
All right. So, last time, you finished escorting Sir Bradford into the center of the elemental air node. Within, you found a portal to the plane of elemental air. In order to complete a ritual that Sir Bradford told you would create a facsimile of the Winds of Fate, one of 3 magical artifacts that, if acquired, were said to be able to alter whatever they so wished. You defeated the genie that came through, and upon doing so successfully, tried to abscond with the Winds of Fate, the facsimile that he had created through this ritual. Had a bit of reservations before he left, and through Tegan's thinking, managed to cast dispel magic upon Sir Bradford. And as the illusion around him faded, you found it was not Sir Bradford you had rescued at all, but in fact Sir Edward Brock, who would try to leave with this orb. A fight ensued between the two of you, whereupon he summoned an earthen elemental to distract you while he pulled cards from the deck of many things. The final card that he pulled seemed to allow him a wish to be back home. You don't know where that is. You don't know if he has more wishes. You're also not entirely familiar with what other magic or benefits he may have acquired from the deck of many things as he pulled from them. What you do know, it appears that the magic used to charge the facsimile Winds of Fate that he had created had been expended. And so that particular magical artifact had been taken from him. However, in the process, the entire adventure down into the air node to be something of a waste, unfortunately. Taking a rest, Tuck had requested go after a couple of targets that he was sharing with you that he had been requested to duel some who hadn't been enchanted, quote unquote, the same way that he had. First of these individuals, a strange halfling named Sir Ralph Wiggum, within the pirate castle that you had cleared earlier. Tuck slew Sir Ralph Wiggum, and in the process, his duck shrunk by half an inch, and that was entertaining. And yeah, but you make your way over towards the second target, which Tuck only shared with you was flying somewhere between the village of Womford and the village of Belliard. You opted to fly south towards the village of Womford and work your way north, knowing that the individual was traveling to Womford. However, by the time you arrived at Womford, you found the entire city burned to the ground and blazes still remaining. The only the only clues that you could find within the investigation is a shred of robes that seem to bear the mark of the Cult of Flame. Your wizard shared with you that he believes that a red dragon may have been involved in some fashion on the long road towards Belliard, and after about 2.5 days, you have arrived upon the target of Tuck, who appears to be some sort of magician flanked by 2 knights. But in front of him, you see the familiar figure, Dryflagon, with a retinue of eternal flame individuals around him, including 2 hellhounds. They seem to be in the midst of a conversation with Von Fuckerton.
Who was that guy again?
You'll learn. At the moment, it's about late in the evening and very, very overcast. It's not quite raining, but it looks like it could rain at any moment. Because of this, because of the risk of storm, you're actually on the flying carpet, flying fairly low, only about maybe 100, 120 feet off the ground when you spy these individuals along the road. It seems like the retinue of eternal flame individuals has stopped and conversed with this illusionist and his knights. What would you like to do? Doesn't look like they've seen you yet, but you're kind of flying in close to them.
I think what the question would be, what would Tuck do?
Could shared ahead of time that his goal is to slay the wizard in a duel.
Then we must help him at all means necessary. Let's go.
Kelly, real fast. Are these rocks, and would these be considered cover and such?
In specific cases, yes.
Then I would like to dismount the carpet here, and I would like to wait until Tuck makes his move.
Yeah, how tall are these rocks?
I will say that
like half cover, full cover?
I will say they're tall enough that you can get probably 2/3 cover. We'll say.
Okay, so I can still shoot over it. I mean,
yes, I will say that. As you descend the carpet down in that direction, you watch the individuals look up in your direction as you do begin to descend.
Okay.
Oh, so they do.
And
okay.
Behind the rock, because you're not that far away.
Okay.
You see nothing.
You hear the wizard cry out, "Ho there! Who are you?"
Is this Von Fuckerton or the other one?
Flanked by both of the knights.
Oh, okay. I'll step out.
We'll Tuck.
I'll say we're the Diamond Bears. I believe our monk has dealings with you, even though you are not aware of it yet.
That's what she said.
Anything in the midst of all of this?
What was the question?
Tegan, are you doing anything in the midst of all of this?
Oh, I don't know yet. I guess I'll walk about here, and since I could probably see him, I'll just kind of say, "Oh, it looks like my friend's up to his old tricks again."
Flagon will look back towards the nobleman and say, "These are dangerous individuals who, I'm afraid to warn you, have caused a myriad of robberies and thefts along the highway."
I will also comment, and I'll tell the flame cultist there. I say, "You do realize you're following a guy who isn't truly your leader, right? He's deceiving all of y'all."
Are you saying this to the nobleman or to Dry Flagon?
I'm saying it to the cultists.
They stand resolutely surrounding him. They don't respond. Red Tuck and says, "I understand you have reason to address me. Please introduce me." And the knight to his left kind of sighs, step forward, and he says, "Lord Sir Chadwick von Fuckerton, the first Esquire, nobleman of Waterdeep." The nobleman will step forward. You can see he's wearing a very oversized robe, as he kind of does, and he looks at the Tuck. And because he's not here, yada, 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 narrative, they start a duel between the two of them.
Is this like a duel of honor, or like if we stepped in, would it be considered bad form?
Well, it wasn't.
It is.
We had stepped in last time.
Well, the knight will kind of stand back and explain that, yeah, this is a nobleman's duel, and
Is Von Fuckerton the one with the pipe or the one on the this one? That's Von Fuckerton? Okay.
Yeah, because Dry Flagon's the one with the pipe. Remember, we stole his pipe?
That's my pipe now.
Just for clarity, this is Fuckerton.
Yes.
This is the mage over here. These guys are knights in the back. These guys are just followers. These guys are hellhounds. And this guy is who?
Dry Flagon.
Okay.
So I will also kind of caution Dry Flagon, do not interfere with my monk's business.
He pulls out another pipe and begins to smoke on it, and he looks at you and simply smiles.
Not to be outsmoked, I'll pull out his pipe and start to smoke on it.
Constitution saving throw. You manage to successfully puff the pipe without suffering any immediate drawback. It's going to do long-term shit for your lungs, though. As I can, because it's not going to be particularly interesting for the rest of you. But if one of the two of you wants to jump in, just say something.
So just for grins, I'm going to move up to here. See what happens.
All right. I will say that as the fight begins between the two of them, that you do see the illusionist cast mage armor upon himself and prepare for the bout.
Hey, Killy. Would it be fair to say I could cast mage armor on myself just in case things go wrong?
Sure.
All right. Just want to do that now and get that out of the way. All right.
The combat, you watch the nobleman, von Fuckerton.
Will starts playing that Spanish guitar that plays before all the gunfights in the Desperado movies. As the two face off in the street.
Yep. So at the start of the fight, he watches, he raises his hand and conjures up imagery. You blink, and where once was one of them, you now see 4 of them.
5 Von Fuckertons is 4 Von Fuckertons too many.
There we go. Mirror image. Like I said, this will go a little slow in the Chromebook, so bear with me.
No problem.
Yeah, take your time.
So once there were 4 of them, there are now 5 of them, and they look back and they look back at Tuck and they just go, wind up himself.
That's awesome.
Next to at least one of them. I'm just going to break up the D20 that I brought with me here just to make some of these rolls a little bit faster. All right. And then taking the staff, he's going to swing in once. Swing in twice. And as he hits through hard with the second swing of the staff, was high enough that he hits the regular one. All right. Rest of these mirrored images, he manages to find the original target. Hard. Quickly kind of shifts and tries to adjust his form. He does that while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go ahead and have Tuck spend a key to do a stunning strike. Sorry, what?
Nothing, Joe.
And I don't think that's going to be good enough. So you watch as the once again shift back to only 1 as he is thoroughly stunned. Through with an unarmed strike just for good measure. Oh, of course. He's stunned. He can't do anything. Tuck's going to strike in 3 more times.
Dope.
And he's going to go ahead and flurry of blows that last one. Getting 2 hits in. 2 points. Strikes and swings. This nobleman already looks like he's on the ropes. When the stun wore off, he's going to retaliate. He's actually going to panic a little bit. And you watch him first snap his fingers, and then there will be 2 of them kind of right next to one another. They both raise their hands, and they're actually going to raise his hands, and this he has to make.
Hey, Killer, are you actually rolling the thing on the?
I think he's rolling a real d20.
No. I know, but like, if you're like earlier, he cast mirror image. You didn't link that spell or anything, right?
I linked the mirror image. When Tuck made the attack, I rolled a d20 to see if it actually hit the regular target.
Okay,
I rolled a 11, which was high enough.
Just so you're aware, the mirror image never linked.
My end.
Unless, are you guys seeing it? Because
I don't see it either. No, I don't think it's
Okay.
us.
Nope.
Not a complaint. Just saying. I didn't know.
Chromebook.
Yeah, I figured.
Case scenario. 15 minutes back to the apartment.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal. We can keep going. I know what mirror image does.
So do I. I wasn't. When you said it earlier, I was like, I didn't see it come up on the side as a tooltip or whatever. But no, that's cool.
This is what he's going to cast on him. So Tuck manages to shake it. Upon shaking it, the 2 individuals standing back next to one another kind of try to focus it in, be subjected to his worst nightmares, until Tuck manages to shake it off, and they look at each other and realize they think this man is his own worst nightmare. Through with the quarterstaff. Advantage on the roll, so roll that twice. He's still going to land it. And with that first swing of the quarterstaff, he watches he's knocked unconscious. Unconscious, he's actually going to swing in twice more. And he's actually going to flurry of blows as this man is down. And you watch as he actually takes this mage to a bloody pulp. He finishes off combat. You watch as the knights kind of step back in horror This man is just killed before you. Fire cultists look somewhat unmoving. The two knights kind of draw their swords, but they don't look like they're ready to attack. They look kind of defensively, and they say, "Without honor, what was that?" Looks up. First off, he notices his dick shrinks by another half inch. Secondly, he stands straight up, looks back at the rest of you, and then his eyes roll into the back of his head as he falls flat on his back, unconscious.
Tuck does? No, Tuck.
Dry Flagon will go. That was all not expected.
Will will run up and do a healing word on him.
Make a medicine check as you do so.
Okay.
Look at him. He's still breathing, and it looks like he's otherwise, he didn't take a single hit in the entire bout, but for whatever reason, he's just been knocked unconscious.
Okay.
He's like,
We'll step forward in this, and the two knights will step forward and they'll say, "This man has murdered a noble of Waterdeep, and for crimes against him."
They say he's what? The what?
He's murdered a noble of Waterdeep and must be absconded for crimes against a nobleman of Waterdeep.
I disagree, says Will angrily. He bested him in fair combat. That was a challenge, a duel. As a knight, you should know the difference.
To the death. He beat a man while he was unconscious.
He knew what would happen while he was toting around a dick that large. One day someone would come to take him down. That day has come.
Are you saying this from behind a rock over there?
Maybe!
He knew what would happen!
Over at you. Everybody looks over at you. And they look at each other. They look back over to you. And then they look over at Will because the adults are talking.
Okay.
Say, "You need to be tried for this. This was not fair. In the course of a duel, it is the rightful honor that the winner, that the wounded be tended to, and that reparations be made." Murder.
Will just begin absent-mindedly strumming on his lute, at least outwardly. Truly, he's going to cast suggestion on whichever knight seems to be the one speaking or in charge. He will suggest to the knight that now this, as all can see, this was plainly the result of a duel, and it would be and a reasonable outcome of many duels is death. It's unfortunate, true, but you're going to see that for truly the reasonable action it is, and this doesn't need to go to trial. And you and your friends can go about your business, as can we.
Did you say you were casting suggestion with that, or you're just making the suggestion?
No, I'm using my lute and my instrument, and I'm casting suggestion this is the suggestion that this is the reasonable outcome of a duel, which is death, which a lot of duels reasonably end in, and you're going to go on your way, and we're going to go on ours, and everyone's going to be cool.
All right, so they'll make that wisdom save. They make that with disadvantage, right?
They make it with disadvantage, yes.
The knight looks at you and they go, "Oops, wrong button." And they go, "I don't like it, but I can understand your point." And Dry Flagon will pipe and go, "Wait, what? Well, as regrettable as this is, you do have a point. I suppose we need to leave." And Dry Flagon will go,
we'll simply, like, hurriedly say to him, a good day to you, noble sirs, and bend down and begin to fireman carry Tuck away.
All right. Go along their path, not knowing the wiser. I just begin to leave. As they do,
we're going to go whatever direction opposite they are.
They're going in the direction that you came from towards Womford, which you just flew away from. The flame cultists are kind of standing up. You would be essentially kiting a Tuck back into them.
I know. Can't go the other way.
Well, whatever, whichever way we need to go, whether it's north or south. But
South.
we can't go west because that's where they're going. We don't want to go that way. So.
Southwest.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna go up here to my buddy and say, Mr. Dryflagon, do you know anything about what's transpiring in Womford?
He'll look back at you and he says, and he simply smiles and shrugs his shoulders, and he says, "What are you talking about?"
Can I do an insight check to see if I believe him? Because I really don't.
Shit.
Was that shit because he rolled a 19, or you hit something you didn't mean to?
He rolled a 19. Dryflagon is full of shit.
Oh, I didn't hear the full of part.
Yeah, you just came.
Dryflagon, I believe you about as much as I believe the fact that, you're a fire mage or a druid or anything else you've disguised yourself as. So why don't you start telling us the truth? What happened at Womford?
He says, believe in whatever you want. I have business to attend to, especially because you just ruined mine.
Oh, I ruined your business? Then my day is complete. But you're still not leaving until you tell us what happened at Womford.
You'll see the extent actions.
Killy, you're cutting out, buddy.
He says, given time, you'll see the extent of your actions. Try to save someone. Continue to doom everyone.
Yeah, meaningless tautologies aside, says Will.
Okay, so I'll turn my back to dumb boy there, and I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna have a little conversation with this person, and say, what do you know about Womford?
Perception check as you move over to him.
Religion check?
Perception.
Oh, perception. Okay. There you go.
Look at this particular individual, clad in his robes. You can't help but notice it looks like his eyebrows have been burned off, and there are sections of his face that have been scarred, especially around the lips.
Interesting. I'll say, are you in need of any healing or anything? Because you look like you've been in battle yourself. Did you come from Womford?
Not responding to you at all.
What is wrong with that man?
Dryflagon will say,
I don't know. He's very quiet.
a fight against bandits and pirates, if you must know. A quiet one, he is. Which is the individual. You look back at the individual, the burnt individual, as he just smiles, and it begins like he sounds to laugh, but it just sounds like a clacking noise.
Sounds like a clacking. Does a clacking noise I recognize as being something non-humanoid?
Like someone, if you've watched Game of Thrones, the individual who had his tongue cut out, I can't remember his name.
Sir Ilan Payne.
Sir Ilan Payne. That's kind of what it's like, except this guy's burnt on top of it.
Kelly, I'm all the
Hmm?
way over here. Do I notice anything odd about that from here?
Individual that Tegan is talking to?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a perception check yourself, go ahead. And not without getting a closer look.
Okay.
Black Flag will say, "If you'd be so kind as to stop harassing my men."
And I will look at Dry Flag and just kind of cackle and say, "You're men. That's funny."
Or in the back of your head, you hear what sounds like a little girl just kind of giggling.
So, just for grins,
As you
I
look
want
back
to
at him,
go ahead.
you watch as his eyes quickly widen for a brief second before narrowing down, looking at you, as if he knows something.
The individual in front of me.
No, Dry Flagon.
Oh, I know he knows something. I'm gonna reach out and touch this individual south of me and see if does he is he hot to the touch? Is he
As
physically there?
soon as you reach out your hand, all of the guards surrounding Dry Flagon draw their swords, begin to growl and shift over.
And I will turn to him and say, "Back off. I'm not doing anything outrageous here."
A step back away from you. Half defensively. Flagon will say, "I will ask you for the last time.
And I will ignore him for the 1 millionth time or whatever it's been. And you know what? I think what I'm going to do is first turn to Dry Flag and saying, the only reason you're still alive is because we let you go. And then I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on our friend down here to the south.
As you cast the spell simply shimmers. He still looks burnt. Curious eye at you. But as the spell begins to fade, you watch swords of all of the individuals surrounding Dry Flagon catch on fire. And Dry Flagon will signal as they begin to ready for an attack. I need everyone to roll initiative. Bear with me for the billions of seconds it'll take to get all this set up. Keeping in mind, of course, through all of this, that Tuck himself is still unconscious. All right. Where are the Hellhounds? Just gonna jump right in front. And they're both going to bite at you, Tegan.
Okay.
Advantage in the roll because they're next to allies.
Who's the crab?
New
That's
pet
my
of
pet.
Connors.
That's
Oh.
Sebastian.
Is it actually a giant crab?
It is a
Yes.
giant crab.
That's awesome.
So, I assume both of those bites will hit.
Yep.
You're like a WoW hunter, man. You just pull out the pet. Which pet do I need? You got a ghost tiger in there somewhere?
Tiger might be a little much. All right, you take 23 points of damage as these hellish hounds practically jump on top of you. Next. Its turn. You to get any closer than you did the first time. It's going to start and have it on itself earlier. He's actually just going to cast Mage Armor on himself. Turn. You know what? He's actually going to this to minimize. He's actually going to retreat behind this rock. Connors, you're up.
I'm going to mark Dry Flagon with Hunter's Mark. And then I'm going to cast Shatter. And I want it to be a 10-foot radius, like right here, I guess. So it'll hit these 5 gentlemen and then no one else.
So all the Guardians as well as Dry Flagon himself.
Yes, sir.
I don't think it is, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I didn't hear what the question was.
Damage on a failure?
Let me actually just look the spell so we can all look.
Like that?
There we go.
That's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, it is half damage.
And then
All right.
just shift it left so it doesn't hit Sebastian.
So, save on the throw.
Damn it.
Taking half damage. The 4 Guardians. Two, 3 successes and 1 failure. Watches the shattering kind of envelops around them, but they otherwise stay strong and steady. Save for one who was almost brought to his knees, but manages to steady himself just in time.
Cool. And then I'm going to, I don't know, kind of duck a little bit so I can't get hit until my next turn.
All right. Before I forget, are you going to do an opportunity attack with Sebastian?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll do it on this dog in the middle here.
Alrighty.
Thank you for reminding me. They need
What
to
he
do
will
a
absolutely
DC
hit.
14 strength.
All right. So he's grappled. As Sebastian goes, Sebastian have an accent.
You know, you just do your best because I can't do the accent, but I'm sure you can. Andar así. That's all I can do.
I can't even do
There
his
you
accent.
go. Perfect. He has that
All
accent,
right.
but in clicks and clacks because he's a crab.
Sure. All right. By the gigantic claw of Sebastian. Will, you're up next.
Will.
Sorry. Will is going to cast Hypnotic Pattern. That's the area. I'm assuming Tuck will be unaffected since he's unconscious.
Correct.
Okay. And since none of us are in the area, no one has to worry about closing their eyes or anything like that we previously discussed. Just couldn't.
Alright.
I couldn't pass on the grouping. And since it's an enchantment and I'm using my instrument, they're all saving at disadvantage. Here's the spell. Here's the spell slot expended. All right, have at it with the saves.
Hey. Dry flagging. Come on.
He saves. Yeah, he ties, so that's a save.
Shakes it off.
16 is the number.
As for the Guardians, fail, fail, fail. Done by the hypnotic pattern. Making any additional movement?
Yes, I will likewise take some cover from potential mage activity from over here. Try to get out of his line of sight.
All right. Okay, Sebastian is up next.
Sebastian's going to try and attack the other dog
Alrighty.
and not do that.
No. The other dog, seeing what happened to the first one, is not going to have it.
Okay.
Tegan, you're up.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is cast Shillelagh on my staff and turn into the scimitar so I can have my shield. My extra AC. And then I'm going to turn right around to Mr. Dry Flagon and I'm going to show him something new. And I'm going to hit him with Blight.
All right. Well, he'll make the con save. By this blighted and necrotic energy as it practically saps the very moisture from him. As whatever smoke was in the pipe that he was smoking just evaporates.
All right. And yeah, I think I'm good.
All right. Dry Flagon will go next. That particular attack, he looks back up at you and he says, "Oh, you don't think you're the only one who's capable, don't you?" He's going to cast it right back at you.
Sorry, my kids are being a pain in the ass.
We can't hear them. Oh.
The 32 points of necrotic damage.
The fuck?
Begins to stop being so slow. I'll go ahead and take care of. If you want to just get subtract 32 points from yourself, I don't know what you're at now.
Yeah.
You feel that same necrotic blight practically sap all the energy from you, and you barely manage to stand, which surprises Dry Flagon, who looks back at you almost amazed. The Hellhound, and he'll say, "Shake the gods out of that stupor."
Kent is up. So Kelly, I did prepare a spell, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that while we were running around anywhere, that I did pick up a little bit of water a droplet of water somewhere? Or...
I mean, it's almost drizzling every once in a while, because it's very, very overcast in the sky, so it wouldn't have been hard for you to do.
Okay. So what Kent is going to do is he is going to step to here. And Kent is going to cast this. Watery sphere, and he is going to cast it. And let me try to draw this shape. I'm going to give it a shot, even though I suck at drawing shapes on this.
5-foot circle, so it just fill one square.
Well, actually, it's a radius, so it's actually like a 10-foot circle.
It says 5-foot circle.
Hold on.
It does say 5-foot circle.
You conjure a sphere of water with a 5-foot radius at a point you can see within the range.
Yeah,
This
that's true.
The sphere can hover no more than 10 feet off the ground. And then when you go down lower, the sphere can restrain as many as 4 medium or smaller creatures or 1 large creature. So, is it 5-foot circle or is it a 5-foot radius?
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to assume for now we'll count a 5-foot radius. Go ahead.
So technically it would be about that big. Am I right?
Hang on, I'm going slow here.
Yeah, that looks. I mean, maybe a tad bit bigger, but yeah, that looks about it.
Well, it's covering 5 feet worth of shit.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
All right.
So that is a yes, it would, or no, it wouldn't.
Any creature in the sphere save makes a strength save on a success. The creature is ejected from that space, the nearest unoccupied space of the creature's choice outside the sphere. So on a fail, the creature is restrained and is engulfed by the water. All right. Make strength saving throws. And meant to do that without advantage. We're going to count to 7 there and assume that the first one is restrained. Not. It bounces out of there, we'll say, down to the south.
Okay.
If you want to get an attack of opportunity against him, you can.
I will gladly do that. I'm going to figure out where my scimitar went.
You manage to get a good slice off as the watery sphere pushes back against the remaining hellhound. As the other one is engulfed by this watery sphere.
And that's it for me. I moved already.
So that other creature, the other hellhound, is just kind of in the spheres. All right, all the flame guardians are more or less stunned. Hellhound, following its master orders, is going to move over and shake this first guardian out of his stupor. Batting on him. The other one is restrained. He can't repeat the saving throw, can he?
I don't know how that works. I'm not entirely sure how grappling goes.
He's restrained by the sphere. At the end of each of its turns, a restrained creature can repeat the saving throw. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So
end of its turn.
Strength saving throw at the end of his turn.
Get grappled, son.
All right. Distance. The priest is going to shift just enough to where he can poke his head out right before ducking his head back in and looking over at Kent. Watery sphere. Fire a scorching ray in your direction.
Kent will not allow that to happen because Kent will counterspell the scorching ray unless it's an ability.
Oh, it's a spell.
Okay.
You watch from the corner of your eye, she begins to conjure up the scorching ray. You're familiar enough with the spell to see it coming, and you instantly snap your fingers, and you're like, "Nope!" Back behind the rock. Dr. Connors, you're up.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. My bad. Wow, I feel like a dick. I'm gonna shoot the grappled dog. Actually, no, fuck
All
that.
right.
I've already got my my mark on him. I'm gonna shoot dry flagon.
Yes. The bow finds its mark handily. Here's his side as you do. He kind of clutches it in pain, looking back at you.
Sebastian's gonna use his attack to hit the one that was just woken up.
All right.
Does that land?
Think about it. The one that got wound up getting restrained by the watery sphere was the same one that Sebastian was in. But we'll say he's restrained by the watery sphere for now. So go ahead. We'll make the roll with that. I will say that 15 does not hit the guardian.
Okay.
Under his leg, and he manages to shift out of the way before the claw can find his leg.
Okay, no worries.
You're up.
Will is going to move to here, so I have line of sight on the wizard.
He's kind of ducked behind a rock. Line of sight on him, but
do I know he's roughly here? I mean, does he have 100% cover or partial cover?
He has some partial cover.
All right, so I can spot him. In other words, I know where he is.
Yes.
All right, I'm only it's enough to cast Shatter on his location. And hold on, let me check something real quick.
Wow, they weren't kidding. We really are getting thunderstorms tonight.
I'm gonna cast that. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it at level 2. That's fine.
Hey guys, just a heads up. If I drop off, it's because my electricity went out. Just because we're getting lightning around here really bad.
Oh man, these rolls suck. 3d8, I get a 9.
Damn, get fucked.
Oh,
critical save.
Man, you gotta be kidding me. All right, well, the rest of my move, I'm going to move here, or possibly here. Hold on, I was here, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's my move.
Hey,
30 is my move.
Hey, Will, wasn't
Yeah.
he hiding behind the rock?
Yeah.
So he's saved, but the rock probably got shattered.
Oh, that's good question for the GM, I guess.
Sure. Because it is in the 10-foot radius. The bits of the rock just kind of shatter, and as that happens, so you get the spell off, and you're initially disappointed because you watch as the priest kind of just clasps his ear like there was a nasty bee kind of buzzing around him, and he looks around him confused, and then you hear as the rock around him begins to kind of just shatter next to him. He's going to try to shield himself. He'll make a dex save. That's the bulk of it, managing to shield himself from the rocks, but there's no longer a rock there. He is no longer in cover. Is up next.
I'm going to end my turn over my tuck.
Oh, sorry. Sebastian's going to try and is he still grappling that dog, I guess, is my question.
At this point, probably not.
Okay.
It's grappled in the watery sphere.
He's gonna move over and attack Dry Flagon then. Fuck.
Nope. Dry Flagon puts his staff right down before Sebastian can kind of grab around him. He just looks at him at Sebastian and shakes his head.
No, no, no.
No,
Not fun.
no. Tegan, you're up.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 Fey energy and heal myself for 22 points.
Alrighty.
And so it's 26, and I get 4 temporary.
And I'll ask you guys, because of the situation with me in the Chromebook, if you just manage to remove hit points for me, because it's just going to take forever for me to do it on this end.
No problem.
At least for tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that that's done, then I am going to, with this Hellhound, am I technically engaged with him? Can I move without creating an opportunity attack? I mean, I can't tell what
He
is
can't
all
do
on top
shit.
of him.
He's-
Okay, I wasn't sure.
He's restrained. He's not really able to do much of anything at this point.
Okay. Then what I want to do is I'm going to move to here. And I'm going to turn right around at Mr. Dry Flagon, and I'm going to hit him with this again.
I'm gonna forgo the save because he's already low enough. The blight manages to sap the last living bit of energy from him, and he'll collapse to the ground unconscious.
Okay. And that should do it for my turn.
On his turn, he'll make a death save, which I'll just do the hard roll for. 1 failure. Kent, you're up.
Kent, how do I shift item I've dragged or I've created?
Just
Shift the orb where you would like it to move, and I will drag the hound accordingly.
Well, you don't actually have to. Oops, shit, that's not what I wanted to do. What do I click on?
just the normal click button. Just click on the green circle and drag it, like
Okay.
you would your token.
Oh, okay. I'm going to shift that to here on my turn. So.
All right. So the hellhound that's already in there will kind of just follow with it, and the guardian and the other hellhound will make their strength saves against it. Hellhound fails and is restrained in there as well. The guardian meant to roll that without a disadvantage, but we'll count that with a 10. He's restrained in there as well, as this watery sphere that you have conjured up begins to engulf all of them as they kind of just aimlessly flip this thing.
Okay, that's all I'm doing for that turn.
The guardian, who is restrained, is going to repeat the save at the end of his turn. Still restrained. At the end of their turn, fail and fail. The priest is going to move forward, looking over in your general direction. He's going to conjure up a fireball and attempt to fling it in such a way that it'll hit not only the guards. All right, let me do this right. Here. All right. So he will fire a fireball with a, which should encompass Will, Tuck, who is still unconscious, you, Kent.
Will counterspell.
All right. He just looks frustrated, like, I can't do anything. He is just going to shift behind this rock.
Yeah, Will plucks off just a boing on his lute just to interrupt his spellcasting flow.
Discordant tone causes him to grasp his ears in pain as he kind of just looks back and retreats back behind the nearest rock. Dr. Connors, you're up next.
All right. I'm going to shoot this closest hellhound here. Do I get advantage on the shot then? Since it is technically not moving?
Restrained, you get advantage on the attacks.
Sure, awesome. I'll move my Hunter's Mark to him and then attack him. He is a fiend, right?
It is
The other ones were. I just don't know if these are the same kind.
fiends.
Cool. I'll attack him then. Oh, fuck me.
11 is not going to be enough. The arrow sinks its way into the water wheel, and it just kind of stops about 3 inches shy of the face of the hellhound, and it just kind of floats to the top before it manages to kind of sink its way out of the water.
So, Sebastian's going to try to attack him as well. Fuck. Okay. Well,
Advantage.
good job, me. Oh, with advantage. Fuck. Yeah, good. Hey, 17.
All right. 17 will land. You managed to get on the leg of this guardian as he's kind of aimlessly floating within this watery sphere. Now, let me ask you this. He's already restrained. Are you going to attempt to grapple him?
Is the bottom one also restrained?
Yes. They're all restrained.
Okay. Then no, I'm not going to attempt to grapple.
I will add, all right, for your benefit, restrained. Their attack rolls have disadvantage. Attack rolls against them have advantage.
Then yeah, roll for that. Roll for that grapple then.
Is
I didn't know he could still attack while he was restrained. Sorry. Strength roll and it's DC 14, I think.
At grappled, they can still attack while they're grappled too.
Can they?
Oh, the only restrained does pretty much everything grappled does, except it also causes attack rolls against them to have advantage. Grappled is their speed just becomes 0. He's already restrained. There's probably no point in trying to grapple him.
Okay, that's fine then.
Just wanted to look that up for clarification myself because I forget. All right, Will, you're up. And you are muted in the Discord.
Yes, no, I got it. All right, I know what I want to do. I'm going to crouch down by Tuck. He just appears to be unconscious for no reason. That we can tell. Is that a fair statement? All right, I'm going to cast a spell magic on him. In case something magical is affecting him that is keeping him awake.
All right.
I'm going to use I'm going to use the dispel magic on my lute, not my spell slot.
Okay, what level is that?
That is, it doesn't say. Everything else on this thing is 3rd level, though. Pretty much.
3rd level.
The only leveled spell is Cure Wounds at 3rd level. Everything else just says the spell name.
All the same, I'll need you to go ahead and make a charisma check.
Yeah. There you go. Well, I'll click the spellcast button because that factors in everything.
That's fine. Your normal spell check.
Oh, okay. So the spell button is just set up to do that. Okay. There you go. I think that's it.
It's the spell check, yeah. So you get the spell magic off on him and cause him to fall unconscious. You're not quite able to dispel. I will add for your benefit to that as you focus on the spell, there's a brief flash of lightning. In fact, there are 3 quick flashes of lightning bolts as you're kind of trying to focus on the spell, at least in your mind's eye. And as you kind of open your eyes trying to focus on the spell, it dissipates all as one.
So 3 lightning bolts and the vision dissipates? Or
You close your eyes to try to focus on the spell, and as the spell finishes casting, you see in your mind's eye 3 quick flashes that look like 3 quick flashes of lightning bolts. And you open your eyes, no change in Garen. No change in tuck.
Okay. I don't know if that means I didn't roll high enough or if I need to roll 3 more than the 13. Okay, that's fine.
As far as you can tell, your attempt to dispel magic, if it's a magical effect that's keeping him unconscious, it's not dispelled.
Okay. I don't suppose I could Bardic Inspire that roll now. Is it too late to say that?
Oh, it's too late to say that.
All right, I'll try it next time. All right, I'm going to stay where I am and just remain alert. Doesn't, yeah, well, that's fine. I'm going to try it again with the actual spell next time.
Sebastian is up.
Sebastian is going to attack that same dog again.
All right.
Oh, with advantage, I guess.
Well, again,
Yeah,
if you
both
want.
21s.
All right, we'll count the one with the 12 points, I guess. All right, he's looking pretty badly off as the claws kind of just pang, pang, pang against his metal armor, chipping away at it.
All right. I will go ahead and I'm going to attack this guy right here, the little knight or flame warden with Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Glow with golden energy as you fire. The 12 on, we'll roll with, we're counting the rolls with advantage, so we'll count the 17.
dang
So
it.
the 17 lands.
All right. Switch that to the other one. There we go.
All right. As the 2 Eldritch Rays begin to emanate from your hands, you watch as they ping into the watery sphere, into the chest of this individual, and he reels back with the golden energy almost engulfing him for a brief second before fading. And you think whatever last bit of energy is within this creature begins to fade. And it almost looks like there's a smile on his face as he dies. That's all about, though.
Okay. Interesting. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Healing Spirit on top of me. If I can do this, but I'll try.
All right. I'll let you draw the shape and do all that good jazz then.
There we go. Good enough. And then since I cast it on myself, I got a 1d6, right?
I think that's what the 4 will be there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's what the 4 is. All right. I'll go ahead and give myself the 4 points.
Are you done then?
I'm done.
Dry flagging. 1 success. Kent, you're up.
Kent is going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4. Kent is going to move to here. That should be within my range. Maintaining the concentration spell on the spear, obviously, but he's going to cast Hold Person on the priest.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on.
All right. Wisdom save.
Well, that beat me.
He looks back at you with his burnt face and just kind of cackles.
Won't be cackling much longer, you son of a bitch. Okay.
The Guardians are still struck. At the end of their turn, repeat their saves.
Well, one gets out,
Gets out. The other one gets out.
and they have to be moved 5 feet from the thing.
So they manage to break free. Come on. Okay. And they are no longer restrained within the watery sphere. At the moment, there's nothing within the watery sphere. enough of the is going to move right up next to you, Kent, and pulling a dagger is going to attempt to slice at you with it.
Kent is going to use his ability with his staff. He's going to have to roll a wisdom saving throw, but he's going to cast shield on himself.
So, you cast a shield on yourself. I'll say he rolls a 23, so the dagger still gets through, and you'll still have to make the wisdom saving throw.
That's fine. Wisdom saving throw. Where the fuck am I looking? Oh.
Any negative effects manage to shake off. So you get the shield on yourself as you shoot the staff in its direction, but not quick enough. The dagger does get through. You take 5 points of damage. I'll let you manage your own hit points, and I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, 10 is good enough, so you maintain concentration on the orb. Connor, you're up next.
Cool. I'll attack that same dog that's marked already.
No longer advantage on the throw. He's not restrained anymore.
Okay.
All right, that does hit, though. Your arrow piercing through the hide of this creature as bits of flame seem to practically emanate from the wound.
Cool. And then Sebastian will, I guess, attack this guy that's sleeping, but he's not going to be in a second, hopefully.
All right,
Yeah.
he'll get advantage. All right, so he'll be grappled as the attack lands, but he'll also be shaken away from his stupor.
He's grappled. Okay, that's it.
Will, you're up next. In Discord.
Sorry. It's just a constant battle to keep the noise here from bleeding into the call. Okay, I'm going to try that again with the Dispel Magic, only this time I will really, really, really try hard and Bardic Inspire that shit.
Right.
All right, so here's the roll. Where is it? Oh, no, that was Counterspell that I rolled before.
It was, but it would
was,
have
but it
used
was
the
just
same
a-
thing.
So it's the same roll? What is it? It's a straight Charisma check?
Yep.
All right, I'll just click Charisma. All right, plus I get, hold on. So 29.
All right. Begin to cast the magic. There is enough of a shimmer as you focus on the spell that in your mind's eyes you see what looks like a large figure. It looks like a man with a cloak. He has a long white beard. What
Santa?
appears to be well, he's wearing some sort of tunic or some sort of white toga. And
Socrates?
religion check.
Okay. Let's see. Crit.
God of thunder, or God of the storm.
Oh my.
So you know enough about Talos. He tends to be a very chaotic, very vengeful god, and has a penchant for destroying things just for the sake of destroying things. And they look at you as you pierce through the veil of this spell that seems to be on hold of Tuck. And Tuck looks over and he sees you and he says,
What does he say?
a minute. The Talos looks over at you as you're piercing through this veil, Will, and raise his hand in the sky, and you see a few more thunderbolts just crackle in your mind's eye. And as you wake up, you notice that your eyes and focus in the area around you, you hear drip, 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 drip.
Is it starting to rain?
Around you.
Starting to rain around me.
Around all of you. It was already overcast, and now it's raining.
Oh. Does Tuck wake up? The suspense is killing me.
Doing anything else for your turn?
All I heard was anything else for your turn.
Moving at all? Doing anything else?
Does Tuck wake up?
Unconscious.
I can't hear if you're talking.
He's unconscious, he said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just
No, I only heard it at the very end there as well. He's unconscious.
All right, so he's still unconscious. I'm going to.
Like I said, if it's too much, 15 minutes break, I can get back to the regular computer.
No. It's just you cut out occasionally, then I can't hear you.
I'm just using the onboard speaker for this thing because it doesn't have.
All right, I'm going to. Will say under his breath. You said it was what was the god's name again?
The alarm on, Will.
Talos.
He'll say, "All right, Talos. This one's for you then." And he'll draw his rapier, playing Thunderstruck. And do I want to move? Yeah, I'm going to move. Where am I going to move? I see I can move 30. So 15, 20, 25. Hold on. Shit, where's the... okay. There. And I'll prepare to enter melee.
Sebastian is up next.
Sebastian's going to attack the same one that's already grappled and try to, I don't know, re-grapple him? Actually, can he drag him? How does grapple work? If my guy moves, will he drag him along?
His speed becomes 0, and
I feel like for most grapples that'd be correct because it's like, human on human, but
a grapple
this one, it's a giant crab holding him in his claw. So would he still be able to walk? Or
if you wanted to drag him, I'll allow you to drag him because he's grappled.
Sweet. I'm gonna drag him like this way a little bit into the water, just so I'm in range to hit the other one.
I will add, because as you try to drag him, that if you do, you'll make him pose strength checks.
Okay, I'll do it anyways. All right. Well, that's a religion roll.
He's still grappled, but you're not able to move him. If you want to move him, you'll have to, or if you want to move Sebastian, you'll have to break the grapple.
Okay, never mind. It's fine. I'll just attack him again. The same one that's already grappled.
Yep. 11 does not hit.
Okay. And that's my turn.
All right.
I don't think you do. Oh, sorry. That was not meant for chat.
D6. My spirit. And then I am going to Thorn Whip this guy, then try to pull him back into the water.
Actually, that's a pretty smart idea. I like that.
Water, he'll repeat the strength save. Back into the water.
Okay, so, all right, he's in the water. Okay.
And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Rifle Lightning will get one more success at the end of his turn.
I'm assuming you said Kent, you're up.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you while this is going on. Am I just cutting out?
No, you're not. It's not broadcasting. Kill. Look. If I don't care if we stay like this all night. It's up to you. If you want to take a 15-minute drive, that's your call. I mean, I'll wait. I don't care.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
I'm asking because I can adjust the sensitivity still on Discord. So if I'm
Yeah, it's just as though you're not talking at all.
Yeah, it's not even miking up.
I'm just I just had to adjust. I'm just adjusting the sensitivity if I keep cutting out so that it picks up a little bit easier. That's all.
No problem. No problem. I don't want you to make a drive. I mean, you know what I mean?
Neither do I. That's just why I say it as the last case. So you got this guy with a dagger next to you.
I do have the guy with the dagger next to me. Give me a second. Kent's going to try hold person again on him.
I'm ready. Again. There it is. Okay.
Whew. Thank God. So he is held. Kent is going to slightly move away from him, since that is not a concentration spell, up to here.
Yeah. I will add. First off, hold person is a concentration spell, and if you're casting hold person, the water sphere is ending.
Hold person's enchantment.
Concentration, 1 minute.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking schools, not wake up. Ah, fuck me.
Goodbye.
All right.
Here ends.
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of that.
You're all good with it. There.
All right. Concentration
is no longer restrained.
You know. What the hell?
The Guardian, although he is grappled, is going to reach back and just kind of slap the other one awake because he's right next to him.
Who is?
This guy slapped that guy.
Oh, okay, all right.
His turn, that guy is going to slap the other guy awake. Slapped awake. He is going to take his longsword and he's going to slash at it against Will. Two attacks with it, and unfortunately they're not on fire anymore. One hard crit is it still beat your armor class. Your armor class is only 13, so I'll let you adjust that, Will.
Yeah, I got it. Down to 51 to 38.
Into you twice. You're surprised by all these guys as they suddenly kind of wake up, and he manages to get 2 hard cuts into you as you kind of reel back, trying to get your rapier ready. Let's go up. If the rain begins to get a little bit heavier, and you begin to hear bursts of thunder in the air. But the Hellhounds will go next. Having been thoroughly humiliated by the water sphere, they're going to charge straight to Kent. Bite into him.
All they have to do is beat a 15. And they do. And they do.
A 2 attack.
So let's see. 28 damage. I'm sure I'm going to lose this con save. Let me just make that now, because why the fuck not? Yeah, he's free. Let me see. So what is that? 18,
He's
27
free.
points of
18
damage.
and 9. And the priest is freed.
All right, hold on. I'll adjust my hit points here in 1 second.
I'll give you some time because as you do, the priest, having been freed of the whole person, is going to attempt to fire another scorching ray in your direction.
Well, I didn't use counterspell on the last turn, so I could use it again. Since you can't use them back to back, which I found out the other day while watching D&D online.
There you go. But you haven't used your reaction yet, so if you want to burn another reaction for a counterspell...
Oh, of course I'm going to, Hold on. I'm still adjusting hit points here. Yep. I will burn another reaction on that.
Alrighty. So he tries to get the scorching rays back in your direction, and you're just... Even dealing with the hounds, you stop him from doing anything of the sort.
And that's pretty much it, because I'm engaged and I can't really move, so I'm there.
Dr. Connors, you're up next.
I'm going to shoot the dog attacking Ken.
Alrighty.
I take it 23 hits, yeah?
Yeah, the game just lagged on my end, sorry.
That's okay.
Alright. Yes, 23 absolutely hits.
Then Sebastian will
Just looking...
the only one it can.
Alright. The claw does not land. The bow does. That hound to the south is looking very bad off for the wear. Alright. Will, as you're strumming Thunderstruck, this guy, the Guardians are now active again. What are you up to?
Oh, Will, you're muted.
Oh, I thought I had unmuted myself. Thank you very much. I'm looking. Okay. I'm going to cast... Where is it? Fairy Fire. All right. I'm going to cast that. It's a 20-foot
20-foot cube.
It's going to look like 10, 20, boom, right there. They make a dexterity saving throw.
Graflagon will automatically fail the save as he's unconscious. Guardians. One is grappled, and because of that, can still make it as normal. Okay. One crit. One fail. So the two southernmost guards are lit in what color fire?
Blue.
Alrighty.
Ice blue.
Blue light. As they're kind of glowing with the flames around them, they look at it briefly, recognizing it for what it is, before turning themselves back towards your direction.
All right. That has concentration, so I can't cast Healing Word. No, I'm good. I guess that will do it, since I don't want to move. No, you know what? I will move. I'll move here.
Ready. Sebastian is up next.
Sebastian will attack the same one there. And not land, clearly.
Still grapple, but otherwise nothing else happening.
Okay.
Okay, so targeting this guy, I am going to cast Ice Knife at level 2.
Okay. Ready. 15 will not land on the prime dude, but the rest of them will have to make the dex save.
Do I not get advantage on him with blue?
Yes, you do, actually, because he's
Oh
lit
yeah,
the fairy
should I have
fire.
advantage as well?
Yeah, I just didn't hit the button fast enough.
So go ahead and make another roll for Sebastian, too. 14 still doesn't hit.
Okay.
Alrighty. So 16 still doesn't land, but they'll make their dex saves.
Okay.
A 1, that's a failure. They all take max damage from the cold as it kind of envelops around them.
And Dry Flagon, does he automatically fail his death save? Since
He does automatically fail this, so he takes 1 automatic death failure.
Okay. Then let's see. So that was that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to give myself my D6. That's what. That real fast. And then what I will do is I will shift my healing spirit down to Will, so he gets a D6, and then back to me.
Alrighty.
Hooray!
It lands back on top of you. I think you get to roll another d6.
Okay. I wasn't sure on that. I didn't want to metagame it.
Is that one for me?
Yep.
Thank you.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. I'm going to make this one on the app because this will determine whether or not he lives or dies. He lives. He's stabilized for now.
So I fucked
Yes.
up. I fucked up drawing this square a little bit. It's supposed to be like if you're looking at how it sits right now, it's supposed to be one more south, one more row south.
Okay.
Kent yells, "Fuck this!" and cast Fireball here at 4th level.
I assume you're making yourself and Sebastian safe.
Yes, very good call.
So as you drop the fire down on these fire cultists,
Yeah, I'm hoping it does something.
The dry flagon is burned and incinerated as the fireball lands.
Yep.
You incinerate dry flagon, and this nemesis of yours, Tegan, is incinerated in Kent's flames. Will make their dex saves. Fail. 2 fail.
Fail.
Still fail. Okay. So ball lands on them, but it looks like they have some natural resistance to it.
Kind of figured. So it's half damage usually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is that? Is that count the 26? Okay, 26 plus 5. So
31 divided by half.
15. I'm assuming
So
the dogs are unaffected.
That's what I'm checking right now. The dogs unaffected.
All right.
They just kind of blink twice and they're still back at it.
It's fine.
Go down. They are not about to have it for very long. The grappled individual, this guy's going to shift around over here, and they're both going to swing in twice against Sebastian, and the third one is going to swing in twice at will. First off, 4 attacks against Sebastian. 2, the second one won't land. The first one will for 3 points. 1.
So the 3 and the 10 are damaged. The other ones are not.
All right. So 2 of those attacks managed to land against Sebastian. The one guy still grappled in the leg. And then as for the final one, he's going to swing in twice against Will. 13 will land. Take 3 points of damage as the sword manages to cause deep cut along your arm. Now.
No, I'm gonna do. Yeah, your shoes untied.
Cutting words.
Yeah, making that 13 of 5.
He looks down at his shoes just in time as the sword comes in for you to kind of dodge out of the way, missing the cut.
Boy, you're dumb.
He looks up at you with angry eyes, but those angry eyes last only for a brief minute. Early blinded by a large flash. That lands almost in front of you. A bolt of lightning streaks diagonally across that general direction. And as the blinding flash begins to end, you watch as little more of these 2 guards exists, but smoke and charred remains and a crackle lightning surrounding their armor.
Wow. Huh. Wow.
Next. They briefly are stunned by the lightning as it lands. The lightning bolt as it lands and incinerates their 2 compatriots. And at this point, they look around scared, and they're going to begin to bolt. And running all the way down that direction in the hills. Kent, if you want to make an attack of opportunity with your staff.
have yes. Oh well.
You miss. You swing in with the staff, trying to bonk them on the tail as they retreat, but to no avail. They retreat over towards the road as if they're getting ready to run. Over in your direction, with an angry look in his eyes, and he is going to attempt to fire one last fireball on top of you, Kent.
Well, he's going to succeed.
About damn time. All right. You succeed against the worst of the damage, taking 33 divided by half.
15.
That's 16.
16. Sorry.
If that lands, he's going to begin retreating down towards the hills. A bit off the map there. But it seems like these guys are now in full retreat. What are you up to?
Can I shoot him from there? Do I have line of sight?
He's ducked behind one of the nearby boulders. You're not able to see the priest from where you are. The hellhounds are in front of you, you can see, and the guardian is still grappled by Sebastian.
Can I see him now? Like, where can I move to be able to see him?
More or less next to the left side of Kent.
Remember, this rock is no longer...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can see him. I forgot about that. You're right. He's kind of that. Well, you know what? I take that back because he's technically off the map. So you still have to position yourself to where you're next to Kent, because he's still 10 feet south of where he is. So he's still being blocked by this boulder.
I don't think I can make it all the way. Oh wait, I can use dash as a bonus action now, I think.
That ability for me.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. There you go. Yeah, I have enough. I can move to about right here. Can I see him now? Okay, I'm going to shoot him. That was not the right one. There you go.
He has mage armor on, I believe, too.
15 is going to be enough that it still hits him. You catch him in the leg as this arrow. You see this quick droplet of blood as he kind of catches his leg in surprise and begins to very quickly continue to sprint off. Have opportunity with your crab against the remaining guardian.
Sure.
Crab finishes that last remaining guardian off. He is gone. You're up next. You are temporarily blinded by this flash of lightning, and you kind of blink a few times as your vision begins to adjust, and the guardians who were just in front of you are just been incinerated by lightning.
That deity likes to put on a show. He's quite the entertainer. All right, Will's gonna pull out his wand of entangle and try to nail those two hellhounds who are fleeing.
Alrighty.
And then entangle. Just center it on them. I don't have it built into my sheet. But let's see.
I know that the DC is 13.
Yeah. I think it's a strength check.
I think you're right, but I'm just double checking that to be sure. The phone here is faster than this damn Chromebook. Alrighty. Strength saving throw. That with advantage, but will succeed, managing to dodge against the grapple. The second one will also succeed. You get that wand out, you see as the bits of roots within the jagged earth begin to try to wrap their way around the hellhounds. They're just too quick.
And I will move back to cover Tuck should I need to. That's it.
Chin is up next.
He's gonna go after this hound here.
Next to the hound as they're attempting to flee, this giant crab managing to keep up with the speed of a hound.
He's giant, man. His legs are huge. But he can't hit.
Nope. He tries to reach out with a claw. He's not quite able to grab against the leg. Doing?
Okay, so do I know where that lightning came from earlier? Is there a check I can do to try to understand if we're in more danger with that or not?
The lightning came from the storm above you.
Okay, and it's still raging?
I mean, it's storming outside.
Yep, okay. And then the next question I have is, can I still see this mage from where I am?
Vaguely, but it's like trying to look at somebody from across a football field.
Well, that's okay.
I mean, I think his spell's like 120 feet.
That's exactly where I was going. Yep. So I will hit our mage then. This.
Oh yeah, well within range.
Like two leaping rainbows, your eldritch blasts intertwine to begin to kind of soar over the heads of your compatriots, and one of them will land on Mark, the other one will crash into the nearby boulder.
And then as my bonus action, I am going to go ahead and burn my last 4 Fey energy for Kent to heal himself. So he gets 14 points and 4 temporary hit points.
Range on that?
No. 1 second. I will link it, but it says within 120 feet. Kent's well within.
All right.
Yep.
So 14 hit points and 4 temporary hit points for Kent?
Yep.
All right.
And that will be my turn.
Alrighty. Kent, you're up next.
Kent, realizing though there are still fleeing enemies, is going to walk up here and see if he can perform an Arcana check on Garen to see if he can figure out what's wrong with him.
It would be a religion check in this case.
Oh, religion, my bad. Oh, critically failed. That's my turn.
Specialty. Hellhounds are going to just beat ass down the road far, far away. I'll let Sebastian make one attack of opportunity against them if he so wishes.
Against the.
Will actually land, and I'll say he'll hit the wounded one. So you actually do take one of the most wounded of the Hellhounds out, but the other one will get way down the road. He's more or less retreated off the map.
Like 60 feet down the road?
He is, let me double check that. He is down the road.
Okie doke.
And I'm just going to delete that one because I can't scroll enough and it's taking too long. All right. He's a little ways off the map. It's going to look back in your direction, Dr. Connors. He's going to cast. Actually going to cast, not looking in your direction. He's going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
What does that do?
He's gone.
As soon as this ability decides to link, there it goes. Cast a spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action. So he moves 90 feet in one turn.
Oh, okay.
Action 30
Can
feet.
you double dash?
Action.
That's what I'm wondering. Can you dash as an action and
Spell.
dash as a bonus?
He casts a spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action. So he moves for his turn, and then dashes for his bonus action for a total of 90 feet. Dashes twice, and then moves on top of it. It is long gone.
So you, what we got from that is you can use 2 dashes in a turn, if you have that.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to you dash as a bonus action on top of using it as an action.
Yeah, right. I get that. I just didn't know you could do it twice. Okay. So how far away does that put him? 90 plus whatever he was at.
He's actually 100 feet off the map because he was a little bit down below before. I just couldn't drag him so far.
Okay.
So both of these creatures are now 100 feet off the map. If you want to give chase, you can give chase, but
leave no
otherwise,
survivors.
Dr. Connors.
Okay. I'm going to move 60 feet down, which should put him 40 feet away from me, and I will attack him again. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. I don't think that's gonna hit though.
This. In this case.
If you said something, you didn't come through. Killy.
I said, Will, it's your turn, and I said, you're muted on Discord, by the way.
Okay.
All right. There's really not much I can do at this point.
The guys are kind of in full retreat at this point.
Yeah, I'm fine. It doesn't appear that Tuck's condition has changed.
As far as you can
I
tell,
should have put it in. Fuck me.
As far as you can tell, he's stable. He's in danger of dying or anything. It just looks like he's unconscious.
He's just unconscious. I sheath my rapier. I will. Guess I'll heal myself. Although, are we planning on taking a rest anytime soon? I'm not sure.
Can't do's.
Yeah. All right, then I'm not gonna. Does anyone need to heal?
I do not need a heal.
Kagan, you're good?
I will be just fine.
All right. So no one needs healing.
Kent's gonna walk over here. Are we
So-
out of combat?
Will just make a
Not
joke.
yet.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we're
no.
not, because I'm chasing that guy down.
Oh, you're chasing.
Will sheath his rapier, the lightning going out when he does so, and look around at the charred remains from that lightning bolt and go, well, Talos, that was a shocking experience to say the least. I thank you. And I
Peal of thunder in the sky.
and I really don't do anything. There's really not much I can do at this point. Yeah.
Sebastian do anything from where he is? The dog's 100 feet down the road the other direction.
Nah. He'll just regroup.
So I will be sexual fast. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move up here next to where Dry Flagon was and search the body for anything.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
You find he is carrying about 77 gold pieces on him. He's carrying anything else of significant value on him.
Okay. And then if you will allow as a free action, I would like to pull his body north of here and bury it kind of in this area.
That's something you'll have to do out of combat.
Okay. All right. I'll wait till we're out of combat then.
All right. Kent.
I'm not doing anything.
Priest and the dogs will retreat another 90 and 100 feet respectively down the hill and off the road.
So,
There's
90
the
plus 40,
priest.
so he's 130 away from me, right?
He is 190 feet off of the map.
Right. I followed him last time and closed the gap to 40, and then he just added 90. So he's at 130 away from me.
More than that.
I didn't move my character
was-
off the map to follow him, but I remember last turn I used my movement and a dash, so I went 60 down.
Yeah. Okay, so you're how many feet off the map then? 20?
Right. So
Off the southern
he
end of
was
the map?
there was a 40-foot gap between us, and then he just moved another 90, which means there's a 130-foot gap between us.
Okay, all right.
Which means I'm going to dash at him, going 60. So the gap's going to widen from what I had last turn, but at least I'm still able to attack him. So 130 minus 60 is 70. So there's a 70-foot gap, which means he's still in range, and I will not do a dex save. Sorry, I will attack him.
The bow will land.
Cool.
Ranger takes ass off down the hill as he chases this priest down.
Do I think that this will do any good? Like, as in,
Too late to turn
do I
back
think
now,
I'll be able
aren't
to
you?
kill it? I mean, yeah, I'm going, but like in my head, am I second guessing myself? I guess I don't know what
You.
a self pulls that.
That's up to you.
Well, does he look
He took
injured
two
enough for
nasty
this to
hits
be
from you,
good
but
for
he
me?
otherwise hasn't been hit all that much. He took the 2 hits from you so far. Now, as we continue circling around, the rest of you are kind of trying to collect yourselves up at the top of the hill, and you're letting Dr. Connors chase him down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if that's the case, I'm just going to do it back and forth between the two of them.
All right.
All right. So, realizing that he's not going to shake you, this priest is going to turn around then. You are how far away from him?
Currently 70 feet.
Those already. They only burn one. All right, he's going to turn around. He's just going to fireball you then.
Okay.
Make a dex save.
15 beats is 13.
All right. You still take half damage in the tune of 9 points. And he is going to beat ass another 90 feet down the hills.
Well, no, that's 60 feet. because he just uses attack.
Oh yeah,
or
you're right.
use
60 feet.
fireball.
60 feet. You're right.
So that puts him at 130 again, and I'll close that gap so it'll keep it at 70, and I'll attack him again. I need to take away my health, right? 9 health, right?
Yep, 9 points.
There we go. And here's the attack.
He's looking pretty wounded at this point.
Go, Legolas, go!
All right, he'll turn around and he'll fire Scorching Ray in your direction.
That does not beat my AC.
3 attacks with the rays, though.
Yeah, it is. He casts it and it's 3 rays. So.
Ray will not hit, and the third way will not hit you. And he'll beat feet another 60 feet down. He's starting to come towards the edge of one of the mountains, and at this point, he'd have to start climbing.
So I'll close the gap again, so it's still at a 70-foot gap, and I will attack.
Hey, Killy. The guy's got Expeditious Retreat up, right? Is that yeah?
Yeah, he should. I think it maintains, right?
It's a
Or does
concentration.
he?
Yeah,
have to
you're right,
do
it is
It's a
concentration.
concentration spell. He should have rolled 2 saves by now.
He's not getting away.
The last attack, it'll fail him, which just does little to matter because he's against the mountain at this point, practically. All right. On his turn, he's going to just turn around and he's going to attempt to chuck a firebolt in your direction. All right.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Since I see the gap is quickly closing, I'll put Hunter's Mark on him just in case something weird goes. I did not mean to link the damage. Just in case something weird goes wrong and he does get out of my reach, and then I'll use my bow.
All right, that will land. And the last of the attacks, as you chase this guy down the mountain, you manage to fire off a number of arrows before in the midst of this retreat, and you take him out. You are way away from the rest of you, and for the sake of things, you're out of combat.
All right.
Yeah, I'll pick up that guy's body and carry it back to everyone as a trophy.
Holding his body like a dog who's happy he killed some sort of mouse, or a cat who's happy he killed the mouse. Combat. The knights having been retreated, Lord Fuckerton having been slain, and the majority of the fire cultists having been slain, the only ones to get away being the hellhounds, a number of them having been struck down by a powerful bolt of lightning.
So I'll repeat my comment from earlier. Killy, I want to drag Dry Flagon's body up here and give it kind of a ceremonious burial.
Go through the rites of the dead as you bury the body, and warmth that envelops you, and a brief golden glow that some of you notice as it kind of surrounds Tegan in the midst of this burial. Tegan, that your patron is pleased.
Real fast. Pant, did you get the message I sent you on the gold from last week?
No.
Look in Discord.
It's in Discord? Okay. I was going to go back and just watch the video, but that would save me a lot of time. Let's see.
And I'm going to go ahead and burn whatever charge you think I have left in my healing spirit on myself. What, maybe 3 left?
You were around 7. I think you would cast that, at around 3.
Yeah.
You have maybe 6 charges left.
Okay.
What's that? Did we identify that item?
Yes, we did.
Oh. Wiggum's wand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see it. Warlock spells. Ooh. Okay. Just for my records, who's holding the Wiggum's wand?
Taken.
I have it.
Okay, good. I have way too many wands.
Well, you had to attune to it as well.
Oh. Coolness.
You had to attune to it because the item was a little cursed.
Yeah.
Still is a little cursed.
It still is.
I bent my Wookiee.
So, I will suggest
guys?
that everyone else that we probably try to get out of this storm somewhere.
I agree.
Well,
Take the carpet out, or is it too stormy to fly?
it's a good question.
It is up to you.
Well, if we walk out, I think our ranger's the only one that's going to be strong enough to carry Tuck, right? Because he's still unconscious. We don't have a cart or anything to drag him.
We can put it over Sebastian's back. He's pretty strong. Or we can make some sort of.
Alternatively, you could
movable
just
bed.
put him on the flying carpet and fly it low,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
rest of you guys walk along it.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a stretcher. But yeah, we can just use the carpet. That's true.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good idea.
Where do we
Ew.
want to go?
Where are we? I'm
Can
not
you
sure
show? Yeah. Can you show us where we're on the bigger map so we
Yeah,
can
give
make
me
a decision? Yep.
All right.
I assume we're on the Desering Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Did
slow as balls.
I really expected Tuck to like get some super XP for completing his personal quest, but then he just got a dick shrinking and got knocked out. So kind of sad about what's going on with him, and I really hope he recovers.
That will be addressed when he is here next time.
Well, if I could make a suggestion, why don't we walk towards Summit Hall? Since we have business there, even though we're not done in the elemental temple yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Let's go. So we also need to report what happened at Mumford to somebody and let them take appropriate action too.
So Wumford was burned to the ground.
Burned
was
to the
still
ground.
burning.
Wow.
Was still burning when you arrived.
How big is Wumford in comparison to the other towns we've been to, Red Larch and Belliard?
It's a bit smaller than Red Larch, and it's a little bit larger than Billiard.
Oh,
Oof.
real fast. Before we depart, Kent says to Kurt, "Did you check that odd priest's body for anything?
No, I did not. We should do that.
Because he was peculiar. He was very peculiar."
Yeah, let's search his body.
All right. Make a perception check. The body, and it is something kind of disgusting to almost search around. Parts of his body look like they have been burnt considerably. Although you don't find anything of value on the body itself, you getting a look at the body itself, Kurt, parts of his body look like they suffered through elements of dragon fire.
Do I think that like this is sort of that thing where those other people were starving themselves to be of air? Maybe he was burning himself to be of fire. Do I think it's like some sort of religious thing?
You're not keen with religion, but you get the sense that that's not a far off deal.
All right.
So, Gilly, since you say it looked like he may have been burnt by fire or some type of ritualistic thing, does
Dragon
his
fire,
robes,
Dragon
does
fire.
his robes also resemble the damage, or does his robes look pristine?
Robes look pristine.
Maybe he was a handler. Maybe he was a dragon handler.
I say we take the robes just in case.
Yeah, we can take
They're
the robes,
pristine.
but like, maybe we should have kept him alive.
Mm. We'll never
Feels
know.
bad, man. I mean, he's dead now, but like hindsight's 2020.
Right. Where you are currently on the Desarin Road, about 2 days north of Wamford. You are perhaps on foot, about half a day's travel from Summit Hall. You are on foot, probably weeks travel, 7 days travel from Belliard.
Oh, I say we
So
go to
Maybe a
Summit
little less if you
Hall.
go fast.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you said
let's
we're half
go
a day
for-
from Summit Hall on foot.
And
That's
it's
the rest of
it's
the-
storming out, so
Yep.
you know.
So as you begin to make your way on foot towards the edge of Summit Hall, the rain begins to let up a little bit into a sort of a light drizzle. But it is still very much overcast as you make your way. Summit Hall itself is really it looks almost like a large converted mead hall. And as you approach the outer edge of it, you can see what appears to be maybe some archery targets that are currently disused, presumably because of the storm, and a couple of target dummies that look like they've been slashed at a couple. You approach this large hall, looks like a big mead hall or some sort of large tavern. And as you enter the door, you can see a few, what looks to be maybe knights or individuals in clad plate armor. There's some in leather who are kind of huddled around different tables, most of them long tables. Very similar to a Viking's mead hole, like I said, and they kind of look up at you curiously as you enter in the strange bunch that you are, with an unconscious monk lying on the carpet. And you see an older woman about the age of 50 or so kind of gets up from her table and approaches you, and he says,
She's mute. No, I'm only fucking with you. You cut out.
he asked, "What's happened? What happened?"
Will say, I'm not sure, good woman, but when I attempted to remove the malady, I received a vision of Talos.
Yeah, you're cutting out of my end.
Anyone else? hear what
No,
I
I
said?
actually
I can
heard
hear
you.
you just fine. I think it's just Killison.
Yeah,
Be
no,
me.
I said when I'm not sure what keeps him unconscious, but when I attempted to awaken him, I was given a vision of Talos himself.
Of Talos, she kind of steps. She kind of has her eyes wide and steps back a little bit. And she
So
says,
I'm not sure what that means or what he wants, but he's my friend. So if anyone knows perhaps where there might be a priest of Talos or a shrine dedicated to him that we could petition.
She says, "Strange, but I think you're in fact in luck. A woman claiming to be a priest of this Talos has come into our hall here not more than 2 days ago, and she looks to a girl to summon a priest. You wait for a few minutes and you see a woman come forward who is, it looks to be a pretty heavy set woman who is clad in white robes. The hood of the robe is completely covering her eyes, and she kind of has her head bowed down so you can't quite make out her face. And she moves over to Tuck, who is lying on the carpet itself, places a hand upon his chest and seems to focus for a minute, apparently in some focus of some sort of prayer, and she says, "He just needs time. He's been given a rare gift to converse with one of the gods.
Okay.
But I sense no
Thank
vengeful
you.
finger on him."
Thank you, Will says, and he pulls out from his own personal stash a couple of gold pieces, and he'll offer them to her as for your priesthood's good works.
She will take the pouch from you, nod, and requisition a couple of the nearby guards to kite him over to the infirmary.
Oh, sweet. Where's my sheet? Will turn back to the woman we encountered when we first arrived and say, we've been traveling quite some ways and encountered some rough treatment on the road here. Says, would it be possible to secure rooms or a room for the next few days?
He says, for a few days, if you would like. Do not worry about recompense. Heard of some of the deeds that you have done within the nearby halls, and are more than happy to provide you accommodation.
Well, Will says, I'm absolutely delighted that word of the Diamond Bears has spread, but I wouldn't feel right imposing without at least offering to entertain the men here.
Excuse me?
That sounded so wrong. So many ways.
All right, stop it.
By the way, Kent's still coughing up a little bit of blood since he's very wounded.
Yeah, well, we'll ignore that and give her a bow and a flourish of his cloak.
As you begin to cough up blood, she says, "Oh, here, let me take care of that for you." And she will cast Lay on Hands on you for an additional 20 hit points in your direction.
Thank you. Much appreciated. I don't know why. I just, couldn't take care of it on the battlefield.
Will flourish
there, she says.
Will flourish his cloak and introduce the Diamond Bears to her, and leaving himself for last. Will follow Beethoven, noted traveling entertainer, jokester, juggler, singer of songs, teller of epic tales.
Will take a plated fist and bang it against her chest, bowing slightly, and introduced herself as Usheen Stormbanner.
Was that pronounced like Ushane, you said?
H-I-E-N. Usheen, however you want to say it.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and we thank you for your hospitality. Tell me, is there one last question I'll ask of you, not to impose, but is there a merchant here at the hall, someplace we could perhaps resupply or unload some items that we might have found them during our travels?
Well, she says that there are no merchants within the hall itself, but they themselves have supplies that they'd be willing to barter with you.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay. In that case, what's everyone doing?
I think I'd like to take leave and go get some rest and heal up.
This is basically what, Killy? Just like no small town around this or anything like that?
This is you might recall, this is a hall of paladins and would-be adventurers that was created by past heroes of the area. And the individual interred here, the hero interred here, is the brother of the lich that you met in Sacred Stone Monastery.
Correct. I'm not bringing that up yet, though.
No.
But
more like a fort than a town. Is that fair to say?
Fair enough statement.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get some rack time because I'm still hurt and I need to recuperate.
We spent like 2 days on the road. We would have rested during that time, right?
That's only half a day.
Half a day.
Only half a
Oh,
day
sorry.
down to
Okay, I thought he said 2 days.
By the time you reach the hall, it's probably about it's fairly early in the evening, maybe 7:30, 8. Most of the individuals that get along the tables are just kind of finishing up supper.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to get some rack time if that's cool with you all.
Yep.
And then you guys can do what you will.
I was going to do the same.
All right, so everyone's taking a long rest basically, and then we'll do some whatever personal business we need to do.
Yeah, that sounds great.
While you're at the hall, is there anything you would like to do over the course of the evening?
Will does, but I'll let someone else go first.
Kent's not going to crack that book open in a room full of paladins, that's for damn sure. So, just sleepy would be awesome.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything.
You manage to kind of sneak your way off to one of the nearby corners of the room, eating, beginning to just doing what you can to stay out of everybody's way and conceal yourselves. At least the two of you are. And Will. We'll start with Kurt. Kurt, are you doing anything over the course of this?
Not really.
What
No,
about
I don't
you?
think I have anything.
Who are we waiting on to speak?
I think Pant.
Sorry. If there was a question, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
What are you doing this evening?
What are you doing for this evening?
Oh, all right. No, I just want to obviously take the rest. But other than that, take an opportunity to unload any of the physical treasure that we've obtained. We've obtained quite a bit of it. So if I could unload some of it, I'm thinking the armor and the weapons would probably sell here. Jewelry and valuables probably not so much, but maybe some of the books. There are some scholarly types here, it seems.
I'll say this for the sake of expediency: they're more than happy to buy the weapons and the armor, as well as any of the scholarly books that you have in your possession for market value.
All right, just real quick, because I want to give anyone a chance who wants them to speak before I sell them. We have 12. We have 12 nautical books.
Nautical books.
Nautical books.
I ain't a sailor, man.
No, I know. I'm just saying. We got. Where did we get those? From the where we fought. They had that ship, that fort with the ship, I believe.
As you pull those out, by the way, they will note that all those nautical books seem to like they're the same book. They're willing to buy one off of you, but not the rest.
Oh, okay. All right. So what's 300 divided by 12? Anyone?
Do they think we robbed the classroom? No. What was it?
Question again. 300 divided by 12.
300 divided by 12.
Hold on.
25.
There you go.
All right, so that leaves 11 books at 275. I'll add 25 to the gold.
Kent says do not sell the spell books, and I will be right back. I'm hitting bio.
No, the spell books weren't something I was looking to sell. We do have 20 books under miscellaneous that, let me see where we received those. Where did we get those? Oh, 20 books from the library. Right before we encountered the hill giant lair, and after the minotaurs.
Miscellaneous books from there. You can sell those for market value.
Yeah, it's you said 20 books at 25 apiece, so that's 500 gold. I'll just chalk that up. 500 gold. Cool. Gets those off the plate. Let's see the large chain hauberk we got off the Minotaur. Do you want to give me a value on that, or just chalk it up as chainmail from the player's handbook?
From the player's handbook, but because of its size and the interest it holds regarding the creatures of the area, they'll offer you an additional 150 gold on top of its market value.
Sweet. All right, so that's, let's see, chainmail 75, so 225 for that. Done. Sold, American. 225. And then let's see, we've got 4 light crossbows.
Why there's a market value?
That's 100 gold. What about does anyone want the sacrificial dagger? It was very ornate, worth 700 gold. And would we even find a buyer for that here, Kelly? It's not really a use. They're not interested in that. Okay. The other weapons I have, and I'd have to price them out from the player's handbook, are trident, the shark tooth sword, which you'd have to tell me what to equate that to, and
equate that to a normal longsword.
A normal longsword. Okay, and so a trident, a longsword, and a greater axe, like the great axe, but like the bigger great axe that.
They'll offer an additional 50 gold on top of that market value.
So a great axe plus 50. All right, so trident is 5. The longsword is 15. Or the shark tooth sword, and the great axe. And you said they're going to add 50 to that? Kelly? All right. I can't hear you, but I'm going to assume that that's the case.
Yes.
All right. So that's 80 total. All right. So 520. That's another 100 for those 3 weapons. Nice. Cleaning up my ledger. I love it. All right. And then I'll just take my long rest.
So when everybody gets back, you'll go through.
I'm going to take a quick bio. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take a bio myself then. Take care of a couple of things. I'll be right back then.
Okay, I'm back.
I don't know if any of the rest of you are here have come back.
I'm back.
All right.
I'm back as well.
If you haven't already, go ahead and give yourselves the benefits of a long rest. And for your benefit, that as you entertain the men over the course of the evening and begin to kind of greet between some of them, they will share with you that they know some extra information about Wumford. Share with you that a few of their men who had been stationed in or around the area were there when a number of individuals who had the fire cult robes entered into the town, swirling with some sort of fiery energy. When it detonated, it engulfed the town in flame, and as the cultists slaughtering anybody who did not escape the flames, they were overshadowed by a large red dragon who engulfed the town as well.
So I would assume, judging by their description, that the orb that detonated with fire is very similar to the orb that detonated with air that we are familiar with.
Yes, based on the
Okay.
description.
Right.
All I
okay.
heard is we need to go and get whatever weapon is that's letting them do that, so that I can control dragon. I mean, we can stop that dragon from killing things.
So did the guys kind of indicate that the cultists were scared of the dragon, or
The
Doesn't
guys,
sound that way.
they fled before they got a good look at it. For the ones that you talked to,
oh, okay. I was just
well, they're not proud of fleeing in the midst of such danger. They recognized that there was not much that they could do.
right. And the reason I was asking was like, were the cultists scared of the red dragon, or does it seem like something they were controlling? They blew detonated the orb. Like
They
was
acknowledge it
the
as
dragon showing up as a response to the orb blowing up, or was it in response to it was the cultists? I guess that's more of my question.
they will share that the dragon showed up after the cultists. Whether or not they were working together, they don't know.
Okay, all right. I'll also ask around, did one of the cultists, did any of them see one that looked like it was scarred or missing a tongue? As a description, the cultists that they did see in Summit Hall recently?
They say that no one of that description had been by in Summit Hall, but
Okay.
for those who had been down in the area, the description you give sounds familiar.
Okay. All right.
For those of you who just got back, give yourselves benefits of a long rest if you haven't already.
All right. Sorry about that. I didn't realize the dog had to go out.
Okie dokie then.
Now, is there anything else you guys are doing over the course of your stay at Summit Hall?
You said earlier that there might have been a store or something nearby.
There's no store, but the
okay.
paladins who control the hall are willing to barter with you. They have on them for what they share is weapons and armor, as well as some provisional supplies such as food.
Just asking out of character, did anybody bring up the Lich or the brother yet?
Nope.
No.
Is anybody? I'll pull Will aside. Are you, are you going to ask about the Lich's brother?
Just out of game, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The Lich wants us to go and was it to retrieve his brother's remains, which were buried there?
His brother's remains are buried, presumably at Summit Hall. He wants you to retrieve those remains, bring them back to him, and let him bury them in the
monastery graveyard?
Yeah, in the monastery area in a sarcophagus underneath the monastery.
Oh, the one he had prepared, right. Right, the empty one we found. Okay. Is it public knowledge? Is it public knowledge that the Lich is a Lich, or that person is dead and has become undead? And I forget. Did the Lich give us anything to prove that we were on behalf of the family coming to inter the remains?
Thought we had some type of ring or something. Yeah.
Gave you a signet ring.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that woman apparently was the one in charge. Is that a fair statement? The woman we had been dealing with, the paladin who introduced herself.
Usheen Stormbanner.
Yes. All right, so we should find her and have this conversation with her.
As you kind of get up in the morning and looking for her, you find her. She's in the midst of instructing a few knights in the yard outside, actually, as they're going through some strikes against the target dummies.
I don't want to interrupt. I'll wait till she's done before we broach the topic.
All right. The session ends after about an additional half hour, whereas the knights or the individuals who are attacking the dummies take a break and go inside to shower off. And she will turn to you and she'll say,
You cut out again.
When he cuts out, it's always like
It's a real cliffhanger, that's for sure.
and then they say, and then he cuts out. It's like the third time it's happened. It's awesome.
yeah. She asked if you rested well.
Oh, yes, very well, thank you.
She'll nod, and she's as a bit of silence passes, and she'll ask, "Is there anything I can help you with?"
Perhaps we'll say. In our travels, we ran into, and I'll give the name of the Lich. This person, we ended up in an exchange of favors. We have become somewhat indebted to this person, and what was asked of us was, apparently this person's brother is interred here in the catacombs of your fort here, and he has a burial plot, a family burial plot that he would like those remains moved to. And, of course, we wouldn't think of even attempting or something like that without speaking to you about it first. So, what do you think? Do you think this is something that you would consider possible? And you know, of course, we mean no offense by the asking, but we do ask to show our bona fides, if you will, our bona fides, is the signet ring that we were given to prove we come on behalf of the family.
Connected? No, I missed the better part of that.
Oh, all right. He basically laid out for her that we're here on behalf of the family to get the remains, bring them back to the family plot for proper burial. Here's the signet ring. You show the signet ring to show that we are actually here on behalf of the family. And of course, we wouldn't think of, doing something like this without asking. So we're asking, would you have a problem if we were to remove the remains?
So at the show of the signet ring, her eyes kind of narrow, and she says, "You make strange bedfellows."
You have no idea, Will say.
Do you know who and what exactly you're dealing with?
Yes.
I'll remind you for your benefit. The Lich's name was Renwick. His brother was named Samular, and the knights who make up this hall are known as the Knights of Samular.
No, that's probably going to
So
be.
they're probably not going to give that body away.
Yeah. No, I understand the unique. Will say, look, I understand the unique circumstances here. But it is the family making the request. I'll have you know that we would not ask this if we thought there was, if we thought there was disrespect intended to either the order or to the remains themselves.
Make a persuasion check.
We believe this is being done in good faith, and we've come to petition on behalf of the family. And you want to a persuasion check. I'm going to potentially bardic inspire this.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to bardic inspire that. Yeah.
She says, while I understand the family, whatever Renwick once was, is become an abomination. I fear that you are being fooled into giving him the body of these somber hills.
A legitimate
aid.
We
have granted you our aid. We have granted you our aid and respite for you.
I missed what you said after the word respite.
We have granted you our aid and respite, but we can do little more for you, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, I can certainly understand why you would think that. Certainly, it is a difficult position for us, but we will respect your decision and deliver the bad news to Renwick. Thank you.
Real fast.
She says, "Where are you?" Entirely.
Okay. Sorry, Gil.
Were I you, I would avoid him entirely. If you'll excuse me, I have knights to attend to, and she wanders into the hall.
Oh, never mind then.
Unless you want to stop her for some reason.
No.
I would like to.
I just want to know where they're keeping the body. Just for.
She didn't share that information with you.
Yeah.
I
figure that out.
I would like to just stop a real fast thing. I want to say to her, it is our understanding that Renwick was not turned into a lich of his own. Wait, is Renwick right? Yeah, Renwick was not turned into a lich of his own volition. His story seems to imply that it was. Oh shit, Kelly! I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what the story was, but I want to say the story seems.
I'll allow you to make a history check if you want some help remembering.
Yeah. I see. I should have taken that other way. Call it history. Yeah.
Remember. At least you're not getting any help from me remembering.
No, I know. I should have taken the fucking observant thing, or not observant. All right. Never mind.
She says, hero of these fields, his brother went on to become the abomination he is. There's little more else to it.
Gotcha.
Off. And what else are you doing?
I'm done.
Great.
How many paladins did you say are housed here?
At least 50.
Oh damn, we can't kill 50 guys.
No. Stop.
Kent says, were you actually considering that?
No, but maybe. I don't want to kill anyone. Let's be clear. Mm-hmm. But if it means completing a quest,
down the priest.
I've heard that before.
I don't enjoy killing, but I do what has to be done. And sometimes this group just won't do it, so I go get them.
Hey,
go get her.
Kill. Refresh my memory on this. Did Renwick not put a Geas on somebody? Or am I wrong?
A Geas?
I thought a suggestion that we do this, or we kind of promised that we would do it. I can't remember.
As a spell, you just said you'd try to, you'd see what you could do.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine. All right. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything else compelling us to. Okay. All right. Is there anything else that we can do in Summit Hall?
We can get a map to wherever that fire people are, wherever the fire people are. Damn.
Remember that there was an entrance into the temple.
Yeah, the one that collapsed, right?
You also remember that in all of the haunted keeps that you had cleared, there are entrances into the temples themselves. That central area with the fane, that also descends deeper into the respective elemental nodes.
Right. So if we were to go to Scarlet Moon Hall,
you would descend. You would
to the
descend
fire.
first into the temple. Yep.
Right. And we've already basically found, I think, the exit from the Sacred Stone Monastery, although we didn't go out it. And I think we well and cleared Feathergarrow Spire. Or no, maybe it was Riverguard Keep that we found the one too. I don't remember.
There's an entrance close to Feathergale Spire that goes into the Air Temple, which you went into earlier. And if you wanted to go straight to the Fane, you could do it presumably from that location. Just into the respective temples at the keep, at the monastery, Scarlet Moon Hall, which you burned to the ground.
Would it be fair to say that Garen is still recuperating?
At this point, as far as you know, he's still unconscious.
Well, unless anybody has any other business that we can do in the town, do you want to call it here? I mean,
that's up to you whether or not you want to wait for him to recover.
I'd rather wait for him to recover. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, same here.
If that's ultimately what you're going to do, and you have nothing else you want to do over the course of your stay, then yeah, we'll just call it here.
Okay.
I'm certainly not going to try to steal a body out of a crypt guarded by 50 paladins.
Who would do that? No one.
Not this guy.
Mm-mm.
No, I can't speak as if other machinations are not going on beside myself.
Do you think like Brad could carry a dead body of someone, just hypothetically speaking? Like open up a grave maybe and
I'll leave it at this. I'll leave you guys to think about any extra things you want to at the hall over the course of, it'll be about 3 days that you're there while waiting for Garen to recover.
Okay.
To recover, excuse me. What you want to do over the time, think about it over the week, and we'll reconvene next week.
That's fine. Hey, Druid, did you like that
Sounds
thing
good.
with the right-clicking?
Yeah, I was clicking every button I could try to find to see what was doing it. I've never seen this before. This is so cool.
I was just fucking around trying to draw shapes earlier, and I accidentally wandered into it.
I mean, it makes sense so you can get total travel time.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good night,
All
everyone.
right,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Killy.
It
I'll
was
be
fun.
back at the main computer next week, and hopefully everybody will be here, and a whole lot of crazy shit will ensue.
I assume you'll be back at the main computer tomorrow for the raid.
Yeah, right.
So that too, I'm just watching the house overnight.
Great
I
night.
can't do it. I can't do it on this shit.
All right. Night.
All right, guys.